Hi, it's Barbara with Dhrupad Love and Cats. And there's even a cat here to help me make this video today. So I wanted to talk today about some of the misconceptions maybe or myths about playing Rudraveena. So many people have these questions and beliefs about this instrument. So I wanted to try to talk about some of them. So the first is that women cannot play the Rudraveena. And that is clearly not true. In fact, I saw a painting very recently that was a Mughal miniature painting, probably from the 1500s or 1600s. And in this painting, a woman was playing the Rudraveena. So it's clear that women have historically played the instrument. And even today, Jyoti Hegde is a great example of a woman who plays, and Madhuvanti Murli Mohan obviously also. So women can play this instrument very beautifully. It's also said that women long ago, even before the Mughal Empire, accompanied their husbands who would be chanting, and the women would play the Rudraveena. So women have historically played this instrument and, of course, can still play. There is a myth, let's say, that I think Jyoti Hegde had to deal with, which is that women who play this instrument won't be able to bear children. And she proved that that's not true. She's married and has a son and grandchildren. So obviously, women can still have children after playing this instrument. So there's also maybe some myths about the age at which you have to learn this instrument. Of course, it's always best to learn an instrument when you're young. The body and the mind are so flexible and able to remember things, of course. But I hope that my example can show that even an older person can still learn and enjoy learning. So I hope you will remember that. If you're a little bit older, it's not too late. So there is a myth, let's say, that people who want to play the Rudraveena should first play sitar for 5 years, then surbahar for 5 years, and then only start the veena. And I hope that's not true, because I didn't play either of those instruments at all, and I'm still enjoying learning. I did play classical guitar for a long time, as I've mentioned before, so that certainly helps. So any background on a fretted, plucked instrument is going to help, but I hope that it's not necessary to play those other instruments first. So there's also very interesting kind of discussion about where the Rudraveena first came from. Some people say that Ravana created the instrument out of his regard for Shiva, but I think most people believe that it was Shiva himself who created the instrument when he was admiring the beautiful body of his wife, Parvati. So the gourds are said to be the breasts of Parvati, and the dandi, the long neck, is her arms. And so that's a very beautiful understanding, because then the Rudraveena is the body of Parvati, is the body of the goddess. And when we play, we can have that understanding. That you'll have to leave society when you start playing the veena. You will become an ascetic and go and live in a cave. Well, again, Jyoti Hegde is a great example. She's married and has a child and grandchildren and lives in society. And So it seems pretty clear that we don't have to do that. Zia Mohidduddin Dagar also had a child, one child at least, I don't know how many children he had, and lived with his wife and family. He didn't become a yogi and live in a cave by himself. In modern times, I don't think we would expect to have to do that. And here's another one that I've heard, that you have to learn Dhrupad for a long time before you can even start to learn the Rudra Veena. And again, I hope that's not true, because I've only been studying for about a year, Dhrupad in general. So, and I just jumped in, starting to learn. Of course, I won't necessarily attain the level of musicality and skill that someone with a greater background would have, but you can still get started. So I really want you all to know that it doesn't matter who you are, how old you are, what your musical background is, what your family situation is, what your society obligations are. You can still learn to play this beautiful instrument and still enjoy it. Thank you.